Hand eczema can be controlled through topical solutions, which I think is really cool. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to help you work through hand eczema. So hand eczema can be really uncomfortable, and a lot of times people with hand eczema often are nurses or estheticians or people who have to sanitize their hands often and wear gloves often. So in my experience, most of the people I've spoke to often suffer with hand eczema because of those reasons. So today I want to show you how to treat that naturally, and I also want to talk about some things you can do while you're working to deal with hand eczema. Some of the reasons you might have eczema are you could have a lot of stress, you could have an imbalanced gut. It's likely that your skin microbiome on your hands is impaired. So when you're wearing gloves, those plastic gloves, that's not good for your skin microbiome. It's very unnatural for your hands to be against something like that all day long. And also, if you're sanitizing your hands and washing your hands all the time, that could lead to a lot of eczema. My cats are fighting on the floor right here, so... And there they go. There they go. Hand eczema is not fun. I know that. It can be really painful. I dealt with this a lot as a little kid. My hands used to crack and bleed during the fall, and my parents actually thought I was allergic to oak trees because they weren't really familiar with eczema. They didn't know what was going on. So I think that they were just trying to figure out what externally might have caused my breakouts. And since they would always break out in the fall, what I think happens is when I was little, in the fall I would start school. And so because of that, I think that all of the hand washing from being at the school might have changed my skin microbiome. I was always under a lot of stress in the fall from school. So there's a lot of factors to deal with, why I had hand eczema. I have not had eczema on my hands since 2017. I had a patch like right here. And I also had like my major flares here. And so my hands have been clear ever since, and there's a lot of things that I do to prevent hand eczema. So in this video, we're gonna prevent and treat. So if you don't have it, we can prevent it. If you do have it, we can treat it. And let's just start diving into all of that. Let's dive into how to treat it first, and then we'll go into how to prevent it later on. So basically what I want you guys to do is, if you have hand eczema, is it the gloves that are causing the issue? Is it the hand washing? There's some things we can do to soothe the eczema that's on your hands. So what I want you guys to do is find a tub. You can either buy it or find it around the house that's big enough for you to soak your hands in. So I decided to grab this white tub here and fill it up with really hot water. And so what we're gonna do is use Dead Sea salt and dissolve the Dead Sea salt into the water. And Dead Sea salt's really amazing because it comes from the Dead Sea. It actually allows for your skin to repair its skin microbiome. It adds good bacteria to the surface of your skin. It also has some really powerful minerals in it that are amazing for healing eczema. So you're gonna soak your hands in that once the water has cooled. So once it's about like lukewarm, warm temperature, cool down. You do not want to put your hands in hot water at all because eczema is actually really sensitive to hot water. Well, eczema is sensitive to temperature in general. So soak your hands in warm water that we've dissolved the salt in for about 30 minutes. When you're done with this process, you want to pat your hands dry. Especially if you have eczema on them, you do not want to be like scrubbing your hands with a towel. And then I would put about a pea-sized amount of avocado oil on your hands and pat that oil all over your hands. Be really gentle with yourself if you have eczema on your hands. You can actually seal that in with the eczema soothing balm. So this was something I created with Plant-Based Beauty, and this makes for a really good sealer. So we basically are locking in the moisture with the avocado oil. The avocado oil is really nourishing for the hands, and then we're locking that in with the Eczema Soothing Balm, which has things like shea butter and prickly pear oil, so it makes for a really thick, nice layer on top. So I would let that be on your skin for at least the next 30 minutes. If you put too much on, just leave it on for at least 30 minutes, and then you can just gently wash your hands and remove some of the excess oils, or just let the oils come off naturally throughout your day. Now, I would do this every single day if you have hand eczema. If you're trying to prevent hand eczema, I would do this at least twice a week. Some other things that you can do, especially if your job is wearing gloves, I don't know if this is possible, but I have recommended this to some of the people I know with hand eczema. One of the things you could actually do is wear a pair of zinc gloves. It's like this really cool material. I know the eczema company sells something like this, and it's basically zinc infused gloves. And maybe wear those underneath some rubber gloves, like buy an extra large rubber glove to put over that. I don't know if that really works or not, but that's just one idea I've had over the years. Okay guys, I just realized how rough that looked filming in the other room where the sun was coming through and we just had stripes all over my face. So we have moved into my bedroom. That was the guest bedroom, and I think the lighting looks a little bit better in here. Hopefully we have less echo in here as well. Where we left off was talking about the possibility of putting some zinc gloves underneath your rubber glove. Another thing that you could do is see if your job will allow you to change out your disposable gloves for a different type of disposable glove that might be a little bit better for your hands. So instead of those, very powdery rubber gloves, maybe there's an alternative for you guys. And if you know of an alternative to a rubber disposable glove, maybe you can comment down below and see if you guys can help each other find some sort of solution for an everyday disposable glove. Another thing you can do is change out your hand sanitizer that you're using. I recommend this one, and I will link it in the description box down below. They are just like, they're lavender, they're a lot more gentle on the skin. I haven't had a single breakout. I've used them the entire pandemic. I swear by them because I know they work really, really well of sanitizing my hands without damaging my hand skin microbiome. Another thing that's really cool, and this kind of goes into preventing hand eczema, but being at the ocean, like being where there's sand, and gardening actually repairs your skin microbiome. So if you're somebody that enjoys gardening, continue gardening if you don't have eczema on your hands, of course. If you have eczema on your hands, you might not want to expose it to any bacteria that might not be good in either of those situations, and I know that probably doesn't feel so great on the skin. But if you're preventing hand eczema, gardening and putting your hands in the sand when you're at the beach is actually really, really good for repairing your skin microbiome. Hand eczema can be controlled through topical solutions, which I think is really cool. Some of the times hand eczema can be TSW, so I need you to pay attention to whether you have it around right here. So this section right here is where it would be concentrated if you were experiencing TSW or topical steroid withdrawal. It'll be very, very red, very, very flaky. Usually when the hand eczema that we're talking about is usually blistery, and that's that typical hand eczema that nurses or estheticians might have on their hands. If you guys experience TSW, that's going to be a whole lot more related to stress than these topical solutions. Sometimes hand eczema can be related to what you're eating. If it was concentrated right here and moved its way down to your hand, and especially if it looks more like ringworm, then it looks blistered. So for people with that blistery eczema, this is a really good preventative step to heal your hands and prevent that sort of hand eczema, because this is actually quite topical, unlike other forms of eczema that are so much more related to your microbiome of your gut. So this is a quick little video for you guys. I know a lot of you have wanted this video to talk about hand eczema. If you guys want me to talk about a specific type of eczema, I can try my best. I get a lot of questions about eczema around the mouth or eczema around the eyes, and maybe I can make videos on that in the future. So if you guys have any questions, leave them down in the comments down below. I have linked a few things in the description, and make sure to subscribe to my channel. I make videos about eczema constantly. You can also follow me on Instagram at Coach Michelle Mills. I'll see you guys in my next video.